This is Sarai, a 2023 Subaru WRX Premium. I just picked it up about a week or two ago, so I've gotten used to the car, and now I want to introduce it to the YouTube channel. This car, in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, however long I keep it, is going to be modded very tastefully. I have some great ideas for this car to keep it daily drivable, but also get it a little bit more spicy. For now, it's lightly modded, mostly OEM stuff, which we'll walk you through, but let's do an overview of this car, kind of show you why I'm so excited about it. So looking at the side, there's really not much different. Obviously, we still are on the stock wheels, stock suspension, but we do have 5% tint on the windows. Other than that, it's basically stock from the side. Now, these tires. These are the highway touring tires. I'm not sure if these come stock on the WRX Premium, but that's what's on this car. They are nice. They're 245 by 452 R18. They're nice. They provide just enough grip so I don't lose traction at any time, even in the rain. And living in Florida, we deal with a lot of rain. So it's nice. Now, when you are cruising at highway speeds, there is a very slight drone from the tires, and it's louder than the exhaust, which it's not a stock exhaust. It's nothing that annoys you. If you have your music playing 10-15% volume, you drone it out, and it's nothing to worry about. However, they do have a little bit of drone, and if you don't listen to music, which it's kind of weird if you don't, you will hear the tires. Other than that, they're amazingly grippy. They hold 33 PSI. I actually have 31 PSI up in the front and 32 in the back, which is kind of what I found on Subaru forums is kind of what you recommend on tires like this. But they're the like kind of gray gunmetal stock Subaru tires. I am looking at some aftermarket ones, so if you think something will look good with this black, go ahead and let me know. But that's the rim and tire setup. Coming around to the front, it's stock, other than a couple things. Still the stock hood, which I do want to get a carbon fiber hood, but they're also like $2,500, which is a lot of money. So if you guys find one or know of one that is relatively cheap and still looks nice, let me know. I've been looking at like Sabon carbon and all of that stuff, but let me know if you find a hood that you guys like. We have the Airflow Performance badgeless grille up front, and I think that this looks pretty sick compared to the stock one. Right behind that, you can't really tell. So behind this grille, you can definitely see the big mouth ram air intake. Really cool, and it even lights up. It's controllable by an app, so I can have it set to any color. And it provides air directly into the vehicle, which helps with better cooling and performance. Behind that is the Mishimoto oil cooler. Let's turn that light on and kind of show you what it looks like. And there, it's on. Really simple. It's controllable by an app, and currently it's set to like this pinkish red. I was expecting it to be more red, but that's what the color looks like. Fully RGB and controllable by an app. Really cool. Nice little touch that they added into that. Okay, coming around back, currently you can't really tell the difference other than it being black and the huge exhaust tips down there and probably the mufflers that you can see. But up top you have this like roof spoiler thing. I'm not sure if this comes stock on the Premium, but it's something that I guess adds aero and funnels the air down a little bit smoother. But it's cool. It looks nice. I might want to replace it or take it off. We'll see here. Let me know what you guys think of this, and if you guys know the company that makes this, or if it comes stock, let me know in the description below because I'm quite not sure. As we come down to the rear bumper, we have a third brake light. This thing is pretty cool. You know, I always thought it was something just ricey and not entertaining, but realistically, in Florida rain, when old people don't know how to drive, I think this adds a kind of safety precaution to getting rear-ended, which would suck. So, is it considered ricey? Maybe. Do I like it? Yeah, I think it adds something. So, let me know your opinions on a third brake light or rain light or F1 light, whatever you want to call it. But here we have these quad exhaust NVIDIA R400 exhaust. It's not extremely loud, it just sounds good. You do get some burbles here and there in the high RPM range, and driving it around on the highway, really no drone at all. It is a catback exhaust, so I still have my cats, which is nice. And I love the sound of this exhaust. I'll give you guys a little sound test, and driving around, again, no drone. However, when you do get onto the power, it lets you know that it's there. But let's get a quick sound test of this exhaust. Okay, so I'm gonna place the microphone right underneath the exhaust, facing up, and let's get some sound. So on that startup, it's warm. It's not incredibly loud. It has that nice Subaru rumble. And let's get a few revs here and then see what we think of that. So it's nothing crazy, but it sounds nice, and it definitely lets you know that it's a Subaru. Now, we just heard the exhaust, and the inside of this car is actually quite cool. It's a 2023, so it's relatively new, and the technology inside of this car, for being a manual transmission, is quite nice. Is it considered a racer's car or an enthusiast or, you know, a purely driver car? No. It has a giant touchscreen inside, but let me show you guys, and I think you'll like it. And so far, for the past 3 weeks, I've liked it a lot. So let's take a look on the inside. So this is the inside of the WRX. Obviously, the 5% tint is darker than the front windshield, but realistically, it's not horrible. I do have a S24 Ultra, so I use Android Auto, and on the screen, it looks relatively nice. It's not full screen, it's just half the screen, which, you know, kind of sucks. Apple CarPlay is full screen, and I just wish they would have done that. Cannot be that hard of a thing to do to make Android Auto full screen. But it is a nice large screen, and you do get some cool information up at the top where you can look at your water temps, oil temps, you can look at the weather, and you can look at Android Auto. But I keep it on this one. That's kind of the information I want. Now, moving down into the short shifter. This is a Cobb short shifter. I'm not completely sure the exact model of it, but it feels amazing. The throw is nice and short, and it's super notchy, and you can kind of hear it as well. Super notchy, super short, and it feels amazing. Now, obviously, it is a 6-speed transmission. Reverse, you pull this up, go over, and boom, you're in reverse. It has a relatively high definition backup camera. I want to say it's 1080p, but I'm honestly not too sure. These buckets right here, they have really, really nice bolster. They feel comfortable, but they have enough support to when you are driving it like a Subaru and a rally car, you can get away with it and you don't end up sliding around. They are comfy enough to daily drive, and with my photography job, I do travel a lot, and these are comfortable seats. I also do end up just laying back in these chairs, going on my phone, waiting for people, waiting for my clients, and it's comfortable. I love these chairs so far. This is the premium, so you do have the carbon fiber trim on the doors, and you do have a couple more carbon fiber bits all over. And the steering wheel. Let's take a look at the steering wheel and my dashboard. So you get a little bit better look at this dashboard, and I love this steering wheel. Now, it has the flat bottom here, which I think is amazing. Sometimes I'll drive with my knee, so I have to lift my knee up higher, which kind of is a nuisance, but whatever. It feels amazing in the hands, and when you just grab the wheel, your hands perfectly sit on the wheel. Like, this is the driver's position, foot on the clutch and the short shifter, and it feels amazing. The pedal spacing is a little bit short, I think, on the brake and gas end. Heel toeing is a little bit hard. It's just hard to separate, you know, your heel and your toe from the brake and the gas. So I am still learning that, but this is my first manual car as well, so it doesn't matter too much. The dash, obviously, it says that the door is open, but you get some information there. You could have a boost gauge, fuel economy, music, all of that good stuff. Now, the gauge cluster, I love the gauge cluster. It's simple, it's no finicky, no nothing. It's just a gauge cluster. Not much to say about it. The buttons on the steering wheel, I do wish they did change a little bit. This one up here is to change your music, and this is to change your media and your infotainment, thing on the screen. I wish this down here was for media. I feel that I am pushing these buttons a lot, and I think it would just be easier instead of going here. It would be easier having it down here because I drive one-handed a lot, and it's right here. I think that would be nicer. I wish you could change it, but you can't. But, I'm getting used to up here. Other than that, you get this little nice carbon fiber piece on the Premium, fully blacked out, saying WRX, and that's gonna be basically it for the front of the vehicle. Let's go take a look at the back and kind of see what storage we have back there and passengers. Coming from a 1996 Celica, this is a lot more space than that vehicle. This is my driving position. I am only 5'6", so obviously it's gonna be a little bit different, but I can fully just lay out here, be chilling, and I have a lot of space. So yes, you do have space here for 3 normal sized people, including this, middle seat here. Again, you would probably want the smallest person here, but this seat is pretty far back. That's where my fiance sits, and you have plenty of space over here. I don't know if you can tell, but I did add some Govee RGB lights, and I think they add a nice little touch, especially at night. And the footwells of this vehicle are so dark at night, considering it's black, 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 black. Everything is black. The wheel wells get extremely dark. But these seats back here, they have some bolster. They're definitely not the bucket seats up front, so if you get a little bit rowdy, your passengers are going to be sliding around, but it's not that big of a deal. Again, you do have the carbon fiber trim. You have these nice silver handles, as well as just the, obviously, auto windows, which are really nice, which I can't roll down because I just got my windows tinted yesterday. So let's head back there and take a look at the trunk space, because to me, that's important. I don't know about you, but let's go take a look. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention was that we got a black badge. The previous owner, got a black badge, and you can't even see my face right now, but who cares? We're caring about the trunk space. Currently, I have some light camera gear. I just have a softbox and a tripod case, but there is a lot of room. Like, if I go, that's me touching the rear end of the back seats. You have a lot of room for a car like this, and this is amazing for getting groceries, carrying camera gear like this, or just your everyday, grocery getter. So yes, you do have a lot of space. Do I wish this was wider? Absolutely, because that's how wide the car trunk is compared to this. That's a good, 3 feet maybe that you're missing out on in loading it, but you know what? It's okay. They gave us a lot of trunk space. You have this nice Subaru weather lining, which doesn't get damaged very easily, and that is a very nice plus. So, very nice trunk, very simple, a lot of space. So that's just a quick overview of the car. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, comment below what you want to see done to this vehicle, and I'm excited to bring this car into the channel. So, I'm now a Subaru guy. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. As always, peace, God bless y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.